Welcome back. It's your girl, the real one, the one and only, the real Kiki, and you're now on my floor cast. I'm on the floor. Ha ha ha. Yes, happy belated birthday to me. Big birthday. Big Scorpio season. Definitely went up. Shout out to my cousin Kai and shout out to my sister KP. Y'all really did it up. Definitely appreciate that big old surprise. And I was in Miami with a blink of an eye for my big birthday. Shout out to Big Sexy. It was such a pleasure to see you again outside of Baddies. DJ Katana, shout out to you for spinning that the real Kiki, what I look like. I really had a ball. And shout out to everybody that was there in Bacon, BITCH, that day after the Halloween. And it was a unexpected surprise. Let me say that. It was an unexpected surprise. And I don't move like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my cousin know, like, I pray before I do anything, really. I pray before I take flights, trips, opportunities. You know what I'm saying? I move when God tell me to move. I don't just get up and go. I never just been that person. Now, I'm not a procrastinator. I get up and handle my business. Definitely. I'm a go-getter, a hustler, a grinder, out there, a rider. And, you know, so I'm definitely self-motivated. But outside of just like, cause you know, whatever move here, I don't really be moving like that. But it was definitely a great experience. Shout out to the pilot, you know what I'm saying? We was in first class. So it was amazing to just be in Miami in October, you know, when it started to get cold. Excuse me. And speaking of cold, I'm definitely getting over these sinuses. This weather is just all over the place. But outside of that, I really appreciate getting away, going to the hot air. I love hot. I love heat. You know, I'm a big Texas girl, so I really love heat in real life. And just being able to be at the beach, you know what I'm saying? Excuse me, in a whole different atmosphere and environment. No, that's not my first time going to Miami, but I love Miami, and it's always a great experience when I go, and it was a lituation. And we definitely showed up and showed out. I mean, they had birthday shirts with my face on my name and the birthday girl, birthday girl cousin, birthday girlfriend. So it was very nice. So I really appreciate that for real. I really appreciate it for real. Thank you. Period. So yes, DJ Katana, you rock the crowd. Rah, 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 rah. But outside of that, also I want to just reflect on my mother's birthday as well. A few days after mine, you know, happy belated birthday, T Lady, and just everything that you know, happy birthday, T Lady. You know, so I definitely want to let that be known and stand out. And, you know, the love will always be here, always forever. And this was supposed to be my last tattoo when I got my mom's name a few years ago, whatever. But it wasn't my last tattoo. So, excuse me, but it was supposed to be my last tattoo. I was like, I'm done after that. I'm not getting no more tattoos because I had even read in the Bible, in the Old Testament, when we wasn't like, we were instructed to not, you know, mark our bodies and stuff like that. And you know how we always just making a promise or just trying to walk this straight path and not be like walking in sin or whatever constantly, even though you're supposed to repent all day because you sin when you don't even know it. But I had told myself once I got this tat of my mom's name, later on I felt like it shouldn't have been my last tattoo. I felt like, you know, I kind of like went back and was just like, okay, I'm gonna substitute it for something else. But other than that, my mom did get to see this tattoo before she went blind, so that's a blessing. Right after I got it, and she loved it. Like, she was happy. She didn't like tattoo and stuff, but whenever I told her I got her name, she was happy. It made her smile and everything. So I could tell, like, you know, she liked love. She liked being loved. She liked feeling important. So definitely shout out to her. You know, my mother was not like that consistent parent that was able to be in my life on a regular basis. You know, it was more so of me trying to catch up with her and find her and check on her. Excuse me. And out of my mother children, it's three of us, and I'm the baby on her side. And those two, my siblings, brother and sister, they share the same dad. And me, I have my own dad. So growing up, I didn't know that if you share different father, same mother, with your siblings, then they're your half brother or sister. Do you know I did not know that? Like, I didn't know that. I always looked at it as they were my full brothers and sisters, because we had the same mother. We came out the same, person. So, excuse me. So outside of that, I'm appreciative of my background where I came from. But my mom, she didn't really get to raise her children to a certain extent, because after I was taken away as a baby, age 4, and placed in foster care, and my brother and sister got to go back home to Texas with my grandma. And for a minute, and then, later on, my mom, she ended up moving back to Texas too. And later on, I had ended up just getting adopted by some family members, my mother's sister and husband and their children. So I always been like this self-independent person. I always made my own decisions. I always had to like come up with my own plan. And I'm really thankful of the person that I am and who I have become and who I am becoming, because after you get over and grow over the hurt and pain, and sometimes, when you overcome all that stuff, then you'll realize that all you did was make yourself a boss. You overcame the challenges, and that's an overcomer. You overcame the pain, the damage, the trials and tribulations. And even if you are still going through it, because in life, you're going to always go through something that's just to make you stronger. You know what I'm saying? So the moral of the story is, rather my mother was able to be there for her kids or just have our backs, her main thing was just to pray for us. She read her Bible a lot. She prayed a lot. She believed in God. She's a prayer warrior. And I thank God for her in the prayers. Now, regardless of the situation upcoming now, where my mother has expressed herself to my sister and other family members that she have completely cut me out of her life, excuse me, due to me just moving her to Atlanta, and me and my husband, helped take care of her and provide for her after the diabetic coma that she went in, and then coming out blind. And she went blind like excuse me, a few days or maybe like a week after she got out of the hospital. But she was wheelchair bound when she did get out the hospital, and just having to take care of her as that baby stage, again in my life was like so unexpected and very challenging, very stressful, very hard. But I was glad that I was able to do it. But it took a lot on me. It took a toll on me. Things I wouldn't even have imagined, that I had to do. And just being a caretaker for your loved ones is very hard. It's very mentally challenging. And then it's unexpected, and you still have your own life. And I don't have any kids of my own. So just having to participate and that while at the same time pursuing my dreams and my career, excuse me, to better myself so that I won't lack, so I won't be without. So my children to come won't be without, just trying to better yourself. But you just never know in life what your purpose is and what your calling is. So I am glad I was able to do that for my mom. And once the kidneys started failing, she had to get on she had to get on dialysis. And, just didn't want to, people be so caught up in their regular lifestyles and the things that they just love doing, their bad habits. It make them feel good, it make them feel full, it don't matter. So my mom, she didn't want to cut back and just stop doing a lot of things that she was supposed to do. And I was the caretaker. She can't walk and she can't see. So I was giving her the right things. Taking these diabetic classes, with her. She's aggravated, agitated. She wanted to leave. Just a lot. But I was listening to them and I was doing as I was instructed to do, the healthy way, the best way, trying to save your loved ones. And she did not like that, baby. My mom did not like that at all. She was like, all she do is give me water like I'm a dog. She just was going crazy. So, and then the lies, that was just overdoing it, and just the breakdowns at the hospital. It was just a very challenging experience. So, once she did get on dialysis, she decided that she wanted to go live with her sister, and so be it. It happened. And we don't get along. My aunt, she raised me in the household with her other kids, but it wasn't like she treated me like hers, So, and not even holding any grudges or anything, because I always still tried to build that relationship with her, and it's just always just came out. It just never worked. It was fake, not real, not genuine. It's just like, okay, we're both adults. Even when I be the mature person, you don't want to be the mature person. Like, you're very just immature. And, it's sad, but that's just what it is. And, I don't want to go to hell for nobody. I don't. I'm not going to hell for anybody. Actually, I'm not. I ain't going to hell. So I don't want to walk around with no grudge. I don't want to walk around like I hate people. I distance myself from a lot of people because it's what I do. I forgive and I move on, and I'm going to keep doing that. That's just what I do. And I feel like everyone should. You forgive and you move on. When you feel like you need that peace, or you're tired of trying to keep rebuilding or rekindle that same toxic relationship, whether it's family, friends, spouse, relationship, whatever. If it's just never going to end, if it's always you come back after the sorrows and apologies and it still be negative and drama and arguments and fighting and stuff like that, just let it go. And I just felt like that was a point of no return with, some of my family members at that. But to just get involved with me and my mother relationship, it's kind of like, it's kind of like, it's out of place. You're out of place. You're out of line, and the mental, my mom always had bipolarness, schizophrenic, stuff like that. So she suffered from mental illness for a long time, and so she's already dealing with that, because my mom ended up, reaching out to me and apologizing to me. I have the video. I drop it one day, and just apologizing to me, let me know she loved me, she's sorry, and I knew what I was doing, and things like that, take care of her. And I needed that, and I loved it, and I appreciate her for that. And then after that, they, her sister put some other stuff in her head, whatever. And now my mom, I don't want to see her no more. And they banned me from the nursing home. So it was like crazy. They banned me from the nursing home or whatever, like a no criminal trespass warrant. And it's just like, you all didn't help me. I didn't reach out to y'all. Like, the negative outlook on it anyways, I was not going to reach out to y'all. I held it, I held it. Shout out to my husband, like I said, thank God that it was even God who brought us together back at that time. And then after that, we got married, because I needed that, you know what I'm saying? Someone you could trust, need help. There was a lot, so it is what it is, and the job is done, is well done. And I just thank God that I was able to go through that and make it through, because people really just don't understand how stressful. Well, yes, they do. It's a lot of caretakers out here, a lot of caregivers out here. So you do understand, but for the people who don't understand, it's really something that you really just have to be like mentally prepared for. Like, even the doctors and they was just looking at my mom like, your daughter love you, can't you see? Like you're not listening, or what, it's just, but that's just a part of life, you know what I'm saying, and your generations. Like, my mom was like, my mama had diabetes, like my grandma had diabetes, and she was still eating cake and all that stuff. And I'm like, but why do you think that was good? Like, why do you think, but I guess it's all about self-pleasure, but that's being greedy as well, and it's a sin to be greedy as well. But who am I to judge? So live your best life. At the end of the day, I'm glad my mom is still okay. She's healthy. She's still strong. I haven't talked to her for about like 2 years now. I'm sure 2 years. Yeah, I haven't talked to her a year and a half. A year and a half, 2 years. But everybody always keep me updated outside of the toxic ones. But I don't want to call it toxic, because the way that I grew up is how I became who I am, once again. You know what I'm saying? So I don't regret my background or family, or, who I came from and genes. I really don't. I thank God I always had my way. I kept God first. I was blessed and highly favored. Even at my lowest ends, in my cries at nighttime, it's just heartaches and pain, it really made me strong. Like, it really did. Like, everything that I have ever been through in life, I needed to go through that. You know what I'm saying? When I auditioned for Baddies, it even let me know even more so of, I'm glad and I appreciate the environment and the community that I came from, and the household, regardless of the trauma and the neglect and abandonment and the molestation, regardless of all of those things, because I didn't walk with that on me. I didn't carry that on me. Like, I didn't keep that. I didn't take that with me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't intake that. I didn't turn into that person that I could have. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thankful. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's a growing process, and you have to be willing to accept and heal and forgive and move on, be that better you. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to the Tea Lady. Happy belated birthday. But outside of that, it is the beginning of the month, and it is the season to be jolly. So yes, if you're not in the holiday spirit, get in the holiday spirit, because I'm not so much of like the pagan holidays or whatever. And even growing up, like, we grew up as Christians. We believe in God. We believe that Jesus is God's son, and he died for us and rose again. And we also believe that it was for us to have everlasting life, and without him, we'll be lost. So when they do say Christmas is about, Jesus Christ, the birth of Jesus Christ, not on Christmas, stuff like that, I really haven't really researched that myself, because I know my heart, and God knows my heart, and it's my relationship that I build outside of just little things that make you want to spend your money and stuff like that. Like, I don't go all out, decorate the house, whatever. But the people that does, it's beautiful. I love it. Keep doing it. It's pretty. It's something to do. It's just creativity. I don't feel like it's like a passion, or they want to beat you up about it if you believe it or not, or you want to shop with this person or not. I don't know. It's not that deep to me, because even us growing up as Christians in the Baptist church, shout out to Paradise Church of God in Christ, we still went trick-or-treating. But my aunt made it seem like we don't celebrate the devil holiday. We don't worship the devil. We have fun. And, but we dress up. But we're going to dress up as like devils and weird stuff. We're just, I was always a cheerleader. My cousin was always a football player. And I really was a cheerleader. So it only makes sense anyways. But, and, get the candy, pray over, stuff like that. So even with that, we did grow up, celebrating holidays and birthdays and stuff, because it's memorable, it's loving, it's kind, it's family orientated, and throughout all the chaos you all go through, that's the only time that, family want to get together and stuff like that, whatever, and kiki kaka and cackle and stuff. But the ones that does it on a regular basis and love on their loved ones on a regular basis and keep that genuine support and that backbone support, I definitely salute you all and shout out to y'all, because that's beautiful. That's a blessing, and that's what we need more in life, just the love. So through it all, at the end of the day, be jolly, you know what I'm saying? More stories, be happy. Don't worry about what you don't have or what you can't provide. Just make sure you remember the importance, the fact that you still have another opportunity to make a better you and improve you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. And now we're really getting into this teamwork make the dream work. Do you understand? Teamwork makes the dream work. Okay? So if you on the wrong team, you need to switch over and get on the right team. And they said ain't no iron team. But baby, if you need to win, keep yourself first. Because baby, it's the I and win, okay? No, for real, it's the I and win for real. So that's just how I'm feeling. You know what I'm saying? The birthday celebrations, they went up and they went crazy. Shout out to my sister Gabby. She had a birthday. Shout out to the twins. You know, everybody had a birthday. So it was definitely nice, fun, a blessings, situations up, and just ready for these new beginnings and all these opportunities. You know what I'm saying? And I want to leave with this while I'm on the floor. Stop allowing everyone to come in your life. I don't care how long you've been on them. Stop allowing everyone to come in your life, because sometimes people only want to be nosy. Sometimes people only want to be in your business. They don't want to just see what you're doing, you know, so they can just plot against you, or so they can compare themselves to you, or so they could just crowd your space. You know, they just want to be nosy. People are like me. You're unwanted these days. That energy is just unwanted. That bothersome is unwanted. And then if nobody, nowadays, look at all your friends or whatever, your associates, your coworkers. Look at your group, your group of people that you hang around, your gang. And analyze everyone. Realize who serves a purpose in your life. And if that purpose is not important or longevity or not needed, like purposeful, like what you call it, like pointless, let it go. Let it go. Because all you're doing is hindering your own self, your own space for someone better to be there, your own ideas, your own mental peace. It's just like a splat, you know, it's a spot right there. Just try to get the spot off. You know what I'm saying? Like, people be trying to just be in your life so bad. Like, people just be wanting to try to be in your life. People want to hit you up. Don't be wanting nothing. Nothing. And all it does is just like, it's like you let a snake in. It's just sizzling around and stuff. So, teamwork make the dream work. Analyze your circle. Forgive. Move forward. Keep the peace. Love your loved ones. Love where you came from, regardless of your past. And I'm telling you, it takes a lot to get there and to even accept that, because I do understand that people go through stuff and people have really been damaged, but don't dwell on them or what they did, because they don't know no better, and they went through stuff, and then those people that raised them went through stuff, and it's just a whole line down there, and they couldn't prepare or provide for you anything that you couldn't do for yourself, or God couldn't do more for you. They couldn't do that for you. What God have given you and what you have given yourself, they wasn't able to do that at all. They wasn't even capable of doing that. Like, it wasn't in them. They didn't even think about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you can't teach somebody something you don't know. You know what I'm saying? And I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. You can't. So don't worry about that. You know what I'm saying? You want to learn how to cook? Go on YouTube. You already know. YouTube University. You want to learn how to sew? YouTube. You want to learn how to do hair? YouTube. Anything. You want to learn how to clean up? YouTube. Okay? So, you want to learn how to get on my floor, my podcast? YouTube. But yeah, so that's where we're at with it. And y'all already know what's going on. It's my Floorcast. And I am on the floor.